Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Savage Traveling. I'm at the Graceland Bangkok. It's a hotel in Bangkok, obviously, that is doing quarantine. So I paid like roughly $100 a night to stay here for 7 nights quarantine. So I was lucky. If you know anything about what's going on in Thailand right now, April the 1st they lowered quarantine requirements. So if you were vaccinated, you could do 7 days. If you were from certain countries, you could do 10 or 11 days. And then if you were from like high-risk countries, they were still making you do 14 or 15 nights or whatever. But a few days ago, they nixed all that, and they were like, everybody's doing 14-day quarantine after like the 5th or 6th of May or whatever. So luckily, I was able to get in here and still do 7 days quarantine, because I wouldn't have done it otherwise. I would have just stayed home and not done this. But anyways, I flew over yesterday from Chicago to Tokyo. There was literally 20 people on the big old jumbo jet. So that was awesome. Narita airport shut down. You couldn't really get any food. I couldn't find a bottle of water to purchase, so I had to just drink out of the one drinking fountain that was accessible. Other than that, it was great. Usually you go to Narita airport and it is packed full, but usually you can get lunch too. So that was, I was hoping to be able to get some food there, but regardless, we got here, the plane, at like 11 o'clock at night, landed in Bangkok. I mean, it really took an hour to do the paperwork. They checked all your paperwork, and then you're at a desk. They ask you if you're sick. No, boom, stamp, or check your paperwork again. Then you go to immigration, and they look at your stuff a couple times. And I mean, no more than an hour, I'd say. Pretty smooth process, I mean, hotel, all right, cab to the hotel. They had like a plastic divider, you know what I'm saying? And she was all in like a plastic gown and stuff. I mean, they're taking it pretty seriously here. Now you get out on the street, everything's shut down because it's basically locked down here. They're saying it's not a lockdown, but it's all locked down. And none of the nightlife's open. The 7-Elevens close at 10 or 11. It's pretty rough here for a tourist, I would say. But I'm not just a tourist. I love. You can check out my awesome bathroom back there. We're gonna get to that in a second. I love it here in Thailand, and I do have friends around and such, so it's not just like a tourist visit so much anymore. I mean, it is. I mean, that's what I am, but it's more so than the first time I came over here, you know what I mean? It's a little more comfortable than it was the first once or twice. But anyways, I want to show you this room, guys. This was, like I said, the Graceland Bangkok. I booked it on ASQbooking.com. I don't know, some, website that specializes in listing the quarantine hotels. I'll leave it below just so if you want to check it out, because like literally I doubt a whole lot of guys like me will come after the 5th or 6th, because like I said, 15 days quarantine is insane. I mean, look at this room, guys. It's nice, but I wouldn't want to be in here more than 7 days, you know what I'm saying? Two nice big old beds. There's a big window here. That's a mirror of sorts. And we can look out. Supposedly these windows open. They offered me a smoking room, but I don't smoke cigarettes, so I didn't take that. Really though, the best part about this room, the autofocus is literally not working today. Okay, and is the bathroom, because that's a big window right there, like literally. And there's see, you can lower it or whatever from the inside. Nice place. I'm about to actually take a shower here soon. I just got in here about 8 hours ago, so I slept, and then you've seen it. This is about it. But see, a nice place. It's one of these places I would never stay at on a regular trip over here, because it's expensive. Like, on 3 meals a day. Like, they left you plenty of shower caps. What is this? Well, there it is. I don't know if you can see that. Whatever. Those are shower caps. And there's a hole in the floor. The food. Breakfast was, what do you want to say? It's like institutional food, I guess. Institutionalized food. Like say you go to like maybe like a a preschool or an old folks home or something. Like the food's along those lines. This ain't as bad as jail food by any means. Like I don't want anybody to think it's like that kind of institutionalized food. It's way better than that. Maybe like school food, you know, something like that. Cafeteria food. It's pretty good. They said they brought me breakfast at like 7:30. They ring the bell. You poke out the door and you get it off your little thing. Let's go look. I'll show you guys. Let's see. That's what I left. I didn't eat much this morning. I ate the French toast. The little sausages didn't look very appetizing at all. Like, man, this fun. I don't know. Using a new camera, but you got your toilet or your coffee station here. Your toilet paper. Plenty of bottles of water. That's one thing. Like the cheaper hotels didn't offer. Like you had to supply your own water. Things like that. They leave you some dish soap, a scrubber, like I said, coffee station, microwave. What's the cheaper quarantines? You had to supply that yourself. Nice little mini fridge down here. Water, some soy milk that came with breakfast. We'll see. Yeah, you guys get it. It's a nice place. Like I said, this is the highlight right here is the let's watch each other shower and use the facility. You know what I mean? I guess if you're close with your significant or whatever, that's cool. But beyond that, I don't know what you're gonna. Then again, I haven't had too many significants want me to watch them do their business, so either. I mean, things happen, but moving on. But you see it, guys. As like I said, I wanted to do this video, you know, before I was here too long. Dude, this autofocus, this needs to work better. Okay. Because like I said, I'm going to be here another 6-7 nights, I think. Because last night didn't count because I got here after 5 o'clock in the evening. Now, if you get here before 5 o'clock in the evening, that day counts. But if you get here like I did, I didn't get to the hotel like 1 or 2 in the morning. They don't count that as the first night. You know what I'm saying? So 7 more nights, I'll be out. Like next Tuesday or whenever that is. So far so good. Like I said, I picked the place because the pictures of the food look good, and a lot of good reviews on Facebook and the ASQ groups. A lot of the more economical choices had a lot of bad reviews. You didn't, like I said, you had to buy your own water. Maybe, like I said, I think this place allows deliveries. A lot of the cheaper ones weren't. You can smoke here. Like I said, they offered me a smoking room, so you could hang out that window right there and smoke cigarettes if you were into that, which I don't do that anymore, fortunately. Yeah, guys, I don't know how it'll be when I get out of quarantine. It could be a little hairy, because like I said, the Klong Toi slum over here, it's like the largest slum in Bangkok. It's down by the river. I mean, I could point it to you on a map. I don't know where it is from right here, but they're starting to get real hot with COVID down there, so they're real worried about that, I guess. So who knows how it's going to be in 6 or 7 days when they let me out of here? You know, as long as everything goes to plan. Because if I happen to test positive, that's straight to a field hospital for till you test negative, even if you're not sick. So like I said, this place over here, they're doing it a little more backwards than a lot of other countries that I've heard of. Is like I said, if you test positive with symptoms or not, you're going to a field hospital at your expense. Or, well, I'm sure they're going to expense me, you know what I mean? Locals, maybe not so much. But you just have to be careful. You hope you didn't pick it up on the way over, because, you know, I passed a COVID test at home to board the plane. So you just hope you didn't pick it up along the way and, you know, get trapped in quarantine, purgatory, basically. You know what I mean? So that's just where we're at today, guys. Check out this floor. It's like they covered it. You see that? Like they covered the carpet, or I think it feels like carpet under there. Maybe it may not be carpet because we are in Thailand. They may have put a padding down. I don't quite understand what's going on here. Maybe it's to protect. I don't get it. I think that's for the COVID. You know, I don't think that's regular, the spongy floor. But yeah, guys, like I said, I don't think a whole lot of people be traveling like me after a couple days from now over here. Now, I'm sure there's some diehards. Like I said, I know tons of people have family girlfriend's kids, whatever over here. So that's, you know, they have legitimate reasons. Like me, I don't have family here or anything like that. So it was purely tourism based, because like I said, they, at the 1st of April, they dropped the quarantine requirement to 7 days instead of 14 or whatever. So I booked. I was like, here's my opportunity. If you want to go, you better do it now. I booked. It took me about a week to get my paperwork straight, you know what I'm saying? By the time I got my paperwork straight and they granted me the certificate of entry, literally a day or two later, the country started closing back up. So, and I couldn't, like I said, to get my quarantine money back, they would have had to cancel my certificate of entry. So, and they didn't do that. So basically, like I said, they're letting tourists in. You'll have to quarantine for 15 days after this, but they're still letting tourists in. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't come. Now granted, there's probably not a whole lot to do for a tourist like me. But in 7 days, maybe things will be a little different. Hopefully not worse, you know. The whole plan initially was to rent a motorbike and tour the country, and I don't know how well I could do that right now. Because like I said, I don't want to go into some northern province and then them try to quarantine me, or they just say straight up, you can't stay here in this village, town, whatever. Which that's a long shot, because I know people are moving around this place. I mean, come on, you can see them out the door moving around. But that's, you know, that's in the city here. I don't know if people are really traveling, so who knows? Like I said, I don't want to do anything, you know, that's gonna make things worse on me or the local people. So, you know, I'll feel it out and we'll go from there. But right now I'm just chilling in quarantine for like several more days. Luckily I'm cool with hanging out with myself. And like I said, I got a computer and a phone, so like I got things to do. I have websites to work on, yada yada yada. I got things to do that I've been putting off, just so I'd have time to do them here, or you know, because I knew I was going to have time to do them here. But that's about it, guys. I don't know. I'm sure I'll update you more if anything, especially if anything weird happens. I'll definitely make a video about that. But as of right now, everything looks great. I'm happy with the room. Like I said, I wanted to do this video before I trashed it all out, because there's no cleaning service. You know what I mean? They won't let me out of here till the 5th day after my first COVID test. So, and then I gotta pass it. And I don't even know if they're letting people out anymore. So that's up in the air, honestly. So hopefully, after 7 nights, I can cruise out of here with, you know, little resistance. I got a place booked afterwards. It's like $100 room. I got it for like $13 a night. So like, we're gonna check that out. I had $2 hostel booked because I was gonna do some like, 36 years old in the $2 hostel during pandemic videos or whatever. But honestly, I don't want to stay in a hostel around a bunch of other people right now. Vaccinated or not, yada yada. Like I said, if you get caught, like I was telling you guys, if you get caught up in one of these testing sweeps and you test positive, you're going to a field hospital, and that is not what I'm trying to do. So my goal here in Bangkok is to just not stay in a hostel, I guess. It sounded great at first because I booked it before everything started closing up again. But now I'm not staying in a hostel with other travelers or whatever, whoever's stuck up in the hostels around here, you know what I mean? I just don't think it's a good idea, $2 or not. So I booked a $13 room for a few days to try to feel out what to do from there. And that could change between now and then, because, well, I was talking about going to Koh Samui, but they got a bunch of new restrictions coming. You're not even, like I said, the new restrictions today that came out in Thai was no more than 2 people drinking beer in a house or some shit. You know, I'm not laughing at these guys. This is their country. I don't care what they do. None of my business. But it sounds like it's getting silly down there, so I don't know if I'm going to go down there right away. You know what I mean? So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. If I have more to say, you're definitely going to hear it, because like I said, I'm going to stay over here for a while. I'm going to make some videos, trying to, you know, be more informative. You know, I want to try to teach you something. You know, I want value here. But anyway, guys, this was the Graceland Bangkok. It's a nice place when the camera focuses. Like I said, I would recommend it as your ASQ. Like I said, the breakfast was okay. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I just wasn't ready to eat quite yet. And lunch will be around here in a little bit, so I'll be curious about that. You can also order. Like literally, they have a giant menu here on top of what you pick for ASQ food. You know, beside the menu that they provide you, that you paid for. This is all extra. But they have full course meals in here, you know, deep fried fish, Service charge 10%, tax 7%. You know, you're gonna pay for room service, but that's everywhere in the world, right? Okay guys, I'm gonna get off here. It's 15 minutes here, so thanks for watching. And if you made it this far, you're an absolute legend. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And maybe hit that little bell notification. Then you can get, you know, direct notifications when I upload videos if you want them. I appreciate it nonetheless. Thanks for watching. Peace.